Disk Space.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Disk Space, the monthly asterisk video game podcast where we talk about video games that we played over the last month or the last couple of days, which is, just that seems to be kind of a recurring trend for at least one of us. I'm Guy. With me today, I have whoever wants to jump in, I guess.
Hey, yo, it's your boy
Tony.
TJ. Shut up, Tony. Shut up, Tony. It's me.
Also Tony. We're both Tony.
Yeah, but I'm the better one because I'm black. My name's TJ. It's your boy TJ, aka DJ Bootyflakes, aka LordFlufflebottomsTheDestroyer, aka Mr. Steal Your Ace, aka All's Fair in Love and Memes.
Oh, God,
Here they bring you some hot video game action.
Add a new one every time.
That's at least 2 new ones.
2 games away from global elite in CS:GO. I'm a almost semi-pro, bro. It's crazy. I'm like the best there's ever been in any video game.
I believe.
Wow.
To my left, we got Kai, and by left I mean like 14 hours away by plane ride. I think
That is true. It is 14 hours. I looked into tickets.
Hello, I'm Kai. I don't have as many names. What do we do with this bit? Sorry, I'm completely frazzled. Do I say stuff that I do? Yeah, I do Chain of Being, and I'm a sound artist. Sorry, can I start again? Hi, I'm Kai. Fuck's sake. Sorry, let me start again.
Oh,
Hi.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck. Hi, I'm Kai. I do Chain of Being, and I make weird noises, and I put them on Bandcamp. Nice to meet you.
Holy shit.
I'm really
you shouldn't
sorry.
let me on this.
God, I can't breathe.
You shouldn't have let me on this
I'm
podcast.
so sorry.
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm marketing director for Faustian Nonsense by some fucking miraculous feat. I'm in a playgroup for Dungeons & Dragons, Magic the Gathering, and other stuff called East Coast Adventures. And eventually that show will be out called The Traveler's Tales, but I don't have time to work on it.
Oh, God.
All right. Guy, what's going on today?
Well, first I need to, catch my breath, because I can't fucking breathe after that intro. Jesus fucking Christ.
You knew what this was.
Kai,
You knew what this was when you invited me on here.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's start there. The game we played this month was Overlord. It's a game for Xbox. You know how Kai feels about it. Oh, Jesus. Overlord. Not the light novel, not the movie that's actually surprisingly good about World War II zombies, not, I don't know, the concept. I guess it kind of is, because you play an evil dude, you have minions, you go out, you fuck shit up. It's in a dark fantasy realm, and it's written by Terry Pratchett's daughter, which I did not know.
Wait,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Why is it so
Pratchett?
shit?
That's crazy. I have no clue who Terry Pratchett is.
Oh, God.
TJ off to the side about to start Googling shit.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's
Furious
one's for
typing.
whoever cares, I guess. But yeah, it's a
15-year-old
game.
me.
It's basically Pikmin, but evil, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty good
So-
description.
TJ, you're the one that picked out this game. Is there any particular reason why you wanted Overlord, or just is just something you're like, I hadn't thought about that in a while. Why not?
I was like, dang, I need to finish this game. Let's make a bunch of other people play it, and maybe I'll be tempted to finish it, which I didn't. But yeah, it was. I was like, this is a really cool concept. I wish this game was good or better. So let's make everybody else play it, because a lot of people have heard about it and seen the concept but haven't played it, so they can feel my pain too.
Yeah.
So
Jesus.
the funny part is, before everyone got here, it was just me and Kai in the green room talking, and Kai was like, I really did not enjoy this game. But I don't want to rag on it too hard, because I don't want to hurt TJ since picked it out.
I thought it was some
Likes it, and then-
childhood kind of nostalgia thing, and you really had a
This
deep
got me
love for
through the
this.
hardest time in 8th grade.
Yeah, exactly. But the
It
fact that
spoke
you
to me as a person.
Yeah, and then TJ comes on and just it was a called shot, but I knew exactly where it was gonna land, and TJ's like, yeah, I like this game, it's got some good memories. It fucking sucks. Just
cool.
There we go.
Yeah, and then I came in, I'm like, TJ's gonna hate this game too, but love it. And that's turned out to be accurate. That's amazing.
It was a called shot, and apparently I'm
Yeah.
decent at aiming.
I really didn't have a good time playing this game.
I was having a good time, but I got mad that I stopped having a good time in like one level.
Yep. Yeah, it's.
Oh, I can't wait to get into
Oh,
this.
God.
This will be fun.
If you like Overlord, we're gonna spoil the whole fucking game. But also, like, it's
not
you
worth
can pick it up probably like for $5. You probably pick it up for like
yeah,
$5.
it's literally. I think I got it on
Don't.
sale for $3.
Get it on
so-
Kinguin for like $2. Don't waste $5 whole.
Don't even bother with that. Just buy yourself like a Coke or something.
Just steal it from GameStop. Just.
You should definitely play it though. Definitely play this game.
Don't even watch a walkthrough.
I think it's worth trying. If the concept interests you, just be warned, like, shit's ugly. It's
It's hideous.
it is an early Xbox 360 PS3 game. It's like a high def question
It came out
mark.
like the same year as the PS3, 2007.
2007.
It's not even ugly in like a just like a dated video game way. It's just
Yeah.
ugly.
Yeah.
I imagine it was ugly at the time.
I think it was a stylistic
yeah,
choice.
yeah.
All right, that's actually one of the things that I kind of want to start with, and it's that everything's ugly and everything sucks and everyone's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think it kind of works just because, like, the framing device of just, like, you are the evil overlord and shit's fucked. And, like,
Yeah.
basically, like, there were a bunch of heroes that took out your predecessor, and they've since fallen into sin and indolence, and now it's kind of, revenge slash, I don't know, being the evil overlord. Like, I think making everything suck when the framing device is everything sucks kind of works.
I think it worked in.
It was probably cool at the time. Like no one else, like even in popular media, there's rarely a time where like the bad guy wins or like the bad guy is the protagonist. So like it was really unique idea, and I liked it. I was like, this is a cool concept. Then I was like, all right, it was leaning a little bit into the evilness. Like, oh, I got to beat my minions to make them happy. This is great.
Yo, Kai, you look like you got something to say about this.
If you want to play as a villain in a dark fantasy world, just play Lord of the Rings Conquest and choose the evil route, and you will have a better time than this game. It looks nasty, and it is nasty, and the thing that started making me despise this game was the lack of camera control and the fact that I have to spam the fucking trigger to look in the fucking direction I'm facing. So I think that kind of started this snowball effect of me just having a shit time and deciding I hated every single thing about this game. There's maybe something redeemable, but I was in a bad mood every time I played this game, and I think it...
Yeah. This game is showing its age. There's a lot of modern conveniences that it's missing, like a map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Writing.
Most frustration.
Yeah, any speed, like, for movement beyond, like, I guess, saunter.
So that we can aptly like talk about our gripes and possibly some love we have for the game. What's our first like topic? What's our first question we should go around and talk about then? That way we can have like organized shitting instead of just like asses to the wall together, diarrheaing on the side of the whoever made this game. I don't know who made this game, but their headquarters. We are collectively cheeks pressed against the walls right now. We need a.
That's how they
form
made
an
the
orderly
game.
line.
One of those fucking like rotating doors, just
Oh,
shit
God.
powers. Like,
I'm so sorry. So first question, it's one of our basic ones of like, what were you expecting going into the game, and did it match that or change after playing? And I want to start with Kai because honestly, like I want to hear just like the
Kai
fur
had the most
fly.
visceral.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I had heard of this game beforehand, and my own experience of this game was going into. There's a shop over here called CEX. Like cell phone sort of entertainment exchange type shit, and you sort of, I think it's like GameStop, I guess is like the closest thing.
Like EB Games.
Yeah, like
That's too British for me.
sorry, I'll put on an accent. Sorry, and yeah, and seeing the cover of that and looking at the art on the back and going, oh, that looks quite fun. I mean, came out in 2007. It's been out long enough to be in GameStop, so I must have been like 10 or something, and kind of generally liking the look of it. I didn't buy it, and then I kind of knew about it, and that was about it. I thought it would be a lot more fun and enjoyable as a game. And going into it, yeah, I was expecting kind of the jankiness of an old sort of game, but then I got that tenfold, and going out of it, I think The fact that also you telling me that like Terry Pratchett's daughter was involved has kind of upset me a little bit because I feel like it could have been so much better. It's nothing. It's like it kind of beat the sort of fire out of me. Like playing it, I was like, yeah, fuck this game, it sucks, and now I'm just kind of broken. And like it's just nothing. Like there's just nothing redeemable. It's not fun, and like just play other games. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
Dude, Kai is savage with COVID brain.
Yeah, I've not even
shit.
got COVID. I've just got the fucking like cough that is like consistent. It sucks. Sorry.
All right, Tony. What were you expecting going into this game, and did that match your change after playing? Because you played this like before when you were much younger. So like,
yeah, I played this when it came out, or at least around the time. So it would have been late middle school, probably early high school. I think I probably picked it up around 2009. So I would have been about a freshman. And from what I remember, it was cartoonishly evil, really goofy.
Sure is that.
And it reminds me a lot of another game I've played. Thematically, it's called Dungeon Keeper.
Yeah.
It's a RTS game. It's one of my favorite RTS. It's one of my favorite games of all time, specifically Dungeon Keeper 2. You play as the bad guys. You have minions. The imps in Dungeon Keeper remind me a lot of like the little your little gremlin guys in Overlord.
They're just straight up called minions.
It has a lot of they're just called minions. So, like, there's a lot of vibes, and I always remember comparing the game to Dungeon Keeper. I mean, Dungeon Keeper's an RTS, which this game 100% should have been control-wise, would have been much better from a top-down RTS standpoint, but I'll get into that later. And so I kind of knew what I was getting into before playing it again, but I played, like, Dungeon Keeper a lot. Obviously, I'm 10 years older than when I played it last time, or maybe even longer than that. It's probably been, 13, 14 years since I played it. So I expected to have fun, but not be wowed about it. I wasn't even wowed by it then in 2007 or 9 or whenever I played this. And so I didn't go into it expecting a lot. Still had a decent time with it, I will say. And I'll end it there.
All right. TJ, what were you expecting going into it this time? And did it... Oh.
I want to take you guys on a little journey now. Just little 12-year-old TJ.
Taking a trip.
Walking around this Blockbuster where we had our Game Pass, and I get 2 games every time we went. And I'm like, I got 2 whole games, and I've played almost every game in this store because I could beat them in like a day. And I see Overlord sitting there on the shelf. And day after day, I play pretty much every game except this one. And I'm like, maybe I should give that game a go, and I never do. And I realized that was the universe telling me, you're making a good decision right now. Because then I played this game actually. Tony keeps showing me, I'm like, Tony's fucking playing Dungeon Keeper again. Still hasn't even touched a fucking Witcher. He's playing Dungeon Keeper again. I was like, oh yeah, this looks like another game I've seen called Overlord. So I go and buy that game, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm liking what I see. This is some fun stuff. Cool concept. All right, that level is a little frustrating, but it probably gets better as you go on. Oh wait, no, it's getting much worse. It's getting worse. This is crazy. I'm like, okay, now this is a really cool level. I love the atmosphere of this level. Everybody's like dead. There's a burning castle. Looks like zombies and shit. Why is this so frustrating to navigate? Where am I? Where did I was just walking in a straight line, just doing what they tell me, and all of a sudden I'm lost in a game that doesn't have an actual map. And it's not big. The game is not big. How can I not find out what I'm supposed to do? And so I stopped playing it. I didn't uninstall it because it didn't take up that much disk space. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's this podcast called Disk Space that my friends are starting. Let me suggest Overlord. Maybe I'll be tempted to finish it. And then I did it.
You decided to spread the curse to us.
TJ, have you played it at all this month?
I think so. Yes.
Doubts.
I got back. I'm pretty sure I loaded it up, remembered why I got frustrated because I still didn't know why I couldn't progress, and I turned it off again.
Oh no.
God.
Holy shit.
Right, so...
I have 9.3 hours in this game, so I got like halfway through.
Yeah, I'd say so. So, I'm taking this spot. It's mine. So, I believe, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm reasonably sure that the first game that I ever actually bought for my Xbox 360, which was the first consoles that I ever owned, along with my brother, we shared it, was Overlord. I still have it in like the disc downstairs, and we played the shit out of it. We really enjoyed it. I played the first level many, many times because we didn't have a hard drive for the Xbox at the time, and so just couldn't save. So basically play through the first like 4 hours of the game a bunch of times. And the first level was actually like really solid. They put a lot of work into that. And then it does kind of go downhill from there quite significantly. But
yeah, the opening level is the best part of the game.
The game makes a very good first impression, and then like as time goes on, it gets pretty frustrating. I did finish the game.
Me.
Oh my god.
Anxious avoidant attachment. Let's go. High five. But I enjoyed it. I have gripes. I had never actually finished it until I played through it this time, and now I can say that I did. The writing doesn't really, like, the story doesn't actually happen until, like, it kind of, like, starts at halfway through the game. Like, once you get through, like, the castle sequence, like, I'm not kidding. Like, I could kind of, like, I'll briefly summarize the plot. You are the evil overlord. Your predecessor was deposed by 7 heroes. You have been resurrected by the minions to go and kick their ass, and it's got the standard of the time, or the morality system, very binary of like you are cartoonishly evil or like a saint. Although like here they let you still be kind of an asshole, which is nice. But as was the style at the time, morality system.
Fable, it was pretty up and coming new around that time, right?
It was well after like Fable and Fable 2. It feels like a pretty good takedown of
that
Fable.
was Xbox.
Which
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because that was like Xbox.
So all of the different heroes had fallen into like they'd fall into sin and indolence. Each one had like one of the 7 deadly sins. First one is obviously gluttony, and the best design, and also like the most disgusting. Like by far.
Melvin, right? The
Melvin
halfling.
Melvin the halfling.
Fucking, I hated Melvin.
Yeah.
Melvin's such an asshole.
Just gross to look at.
He killed all of my minions in one round, and I was just running around playing fucking tag with this.
He just roly-poly.
Yeah, so I was just me very, very slowly killing this obese halfling. It wasn't like...
It reminds me of me too much.
So, the game is definitely, like, of its time, and, like, the whole... I'm just gonna spoil the game. Like, every one of the heroes has fallen into sin. Turns out that the last hero, the wizard, had actually gotten, like, his body possessed by the former evil overlord that had been deposed. You are actually the 8th hero among that group, and they basically just like left you for dead. So the minions basically like rebuilt you and sent you out as like poetic irony, beat up the bad guys, become evil. So
that's pretty clever, though.
Bad.
That is a pretty good twist.
Conceptually.
I didn't know the game was like that deep at all.
Again, the plot doesn't really happen until like later, but like
Yeah.
I stopped right before the plot happens. That's
by
crazy.
that time, like you know if you're in it or you're out, and it sounds like everyone pretty much was out. But
mine was a time constraint thing. I wanted to play more, but I didn't really get to start playing until 2 days ago.
You've been you've been very busy, to say the least, with super suits.
That plot is insane to me that it had that plot, because I got none of that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that Melvin
does not have that like until like way later on down the line where it starts kind of
right. But I didn't know that Melvin was one of the heroes, though. Like I was just thought, oh, it's just a thing. This is happening now. Like that was kind of
this is a boss
yes,
fight.
exactly. Like that was my reaction to most of it. It was just like, okay, cool. This is go find a wench. Wasn't that one of the quests? Like pops up. It's like
the maiden.
Sorry, I'm not giving this enough credit.
So you went for the evil route. I see.
Possibly, I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't know. I wandered around and kind of did everything, and then was like, is this the way to go? Maybe. And then walked and was like, oh no, this isn't the way to go. Oh, sick. I'm going to go backtrack on myself. And this game made me depressed. Like, at least worsened it. Like,
but yeah, it's a fairly simple plot. It's the kind of, the fantasy subversion, but you don't get any inklings of it until way later. I think they mention like the heroes thing in like the opening cutscene if you sit on like the menu for a while. Like, I don't think that part is actually, like, in the game.
Interesting.
I remember seeing it in the intro. I think.
Yeah, like it's pretty quick, and then, like, they don't circle back to it for a while. But, yeah, the base game itself is pretty much that. The expansion, Raising Hell, is much more interesting. But I don't think any of us played it. I didn't play it this time.
The version I got came with the DLC, and I'm not going to play it. But
Shocker. Shocker.
Yeah.
Suffer to get a little nugget. Wait, what other game does that to you? We have to suffer to get a little bit nugget of lore. I'll circle back to that.
Oh,
Dark
come
Souls.
back.
Destiny, yeah.
Dark Souls, you have to discover the lore. It doesn't tell you. You just have to find it and read and context clue your way
I
through
can't
the
read.
lore. Good point.
It's just like it doesn't give it to you until much later. Anyway, let's move on. So obviously we've all got kind of like mixed feelings on the game, and
I thought it was a masterpiece.
So I think I know everyone's answer to this, but I'm going to start with you, TJ, since this is actually one of your questions. And do you think that the character, the like personality of the game makes up for it being so dated?
See, I did. The thing is, it gave me ideas of much better games to play. Like it just gave me ideas. Like I'm like, wow, these guys had a great brainstorming session, and when they pass it off, those other guys fucking suck. They must have been. Like the character, for one, he looks like a character in League of Legends called Mordekaiser, who's like big metal knight, like evil guy, cartoonishly evil. Who instead of a sword, he has a big mace and shit. Blah blah blah.
You can get a mace.
And
Can't get a big.
oh yeah, you can do that. That's crazy. I don't remember nothing about this game.
Remember the forge system that sucks? Yeah, me neither.
There's only one there's only one like thing worth forging, and it's like the last smelter you get. And then once you get that, just like I don't need minions. Just straight up,
That's
just like
crazy.
I can just walk in. Yeah.
Really? Holy
Once you
shit.
get to the Arcanium, just like I got Arcanium armor, didn't upgrade it. Sword, just put like all browns in, and just like plus 150%. Just like go in, just like 2-shot everything. Just like bam, bam.
wow. So the game
That
becomes
easy
even
to
more
break the game,
pointless.
huh?
Yeah, but like I liked all the ideas they had. That was my original reason for starting this game. Is I like the ideas it was showing me. Like I was like, oh cool, a game where you get to be evil. I like one part where there's somebody annoying. Like when you finally get to that person, you can just beat their ass like for a long time. That's fun. That's a lot of fun, just being an asshole to somebody who's being an asshole to you.
Yeah.
Like not enough games just reward you with getting to beat the shit out of annoying characters.
Aren't you just tired of being nice? Don't you just want to go apeshit?
Yeah, then the game becomes that annoying character, so it's different. But yeah, like there's some of the like scenery and stuff I really liked. Like I'm like I haven't seen fantasy like over the top scenery like this. Like when you get to the zombie level, the burning castle, and all that. I thought they did that like pretty well. I was like, this is some great atmosphere. It reminded me of like some of the better games in my childhood. So like it had some nostalgia, just not for it, but it did give you feelings of nostalgia. So I think the game's character is like the main reason I didn't just refund it immediately.
So like it's a good like it's part of the way there, but it doesn't quite make it cross the bridge.
It's an echo of everything you wish it was.
It's like my looks plus my personality. My looks are great, but you see my personality. It's like if only he feels a little bit better of a person.
Oh, TJ, I think you're ugly on the inside and outside.
Oh, thanks, dude.
Wow.
That makes me. Hey, that's a big relief. I don't got to worry about being pretty anymore.
Just we can all take
Now
off
I
the
can
mascara.
feel how I want to feel inside. I can look how I want to
There's
feel.
only
inside.
one pretty Tony allowed, okay? And that's me. Okay?
Okay. So
Pretty.
Tony, do you think that the game's character kind of makes up for being dated? Because like you said, it reminded you a lot of Dungeon Keeper. Really like.
Oh yeah, I mean, I really like the framing of it being, and there's a specific moment I really want to talk about later that like really made me like
We'll get there.
fall in love with a specific part of the game that was like I thought was like fucking fantastic. But yeah, I think it having this kind of over the top evil in kind of like a cutesy fantasy world where like it's very
Yeah.
like the opening scene, like the forest you're in is this very like beautiful enchanted forest and
Very
like,
idyllic.
yeah, exactly. And
There's
you're just,
sheep
like,
frolicking, there's like fields, and like nice river, and then you come in stomping looking like Sauron and just like murder everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that like dichotomy really kind of helps sell like the tone of the game and makes certain parts of it very enjoyable. There's like one woman the whole thing, and she's like not useless. She's kind of a badass. So like that's pretty cool. Like, she's like also kind of cartoonishly evil, but she's like cool, I guess. I don't really know how else. Like it was okay. But yeah, I think just the tone of the game itself was the best part of it.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I forgot that you can just like steal a wife, and that was kind of fun.
You can just steal a wife. I mean, are we talking about the same chick?
We'll get there. There's like, you have 2 potential romance options. One,
there's more than one
there's
woman.
more than there's
Amazing.
3 women in the game who are like actual characters.
Progressive win.
There's really not many men in the.
We'll circle back to that statement, Kai. We will circle back to that one. But yeah, I have a feeling I know how you're gonna fall on this one. But do you think the game's character makes up for being dated?
No.
Was that enough to let?
Didn't even let him finish.
Sorry, go on.
Was that enough to sort of like get you into the game?
You know what? I'll give it the credit of the beginning of the game. I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of quaintly old, and like in the way that old games are kind of looking back on them shit, but like you can't. It's like, oh, it's like, like with old people, you kind of go, oh, you can't, oh, no, it's kind of cute. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, you fell over in the middle of the road. How cute.
I sound like a complete psychopath.
Oh, God.
You make me sound like I'm insane, Tony.
It's like old people.
This is gonna be really funny because I'm just like, my brain immediately went to just like Soul Reaver, just like, wow, another block pushing puzzle. Thanks, Grandpa.
And so like it's kind of like, yeah, it was sweet, and kind of you're right about that contrast between like this you're very evil kind of thing and then this very nice world, and it's a nice idea, and it has elements that are kind of like I could get into, but it kind of then like will kind of give me a hug and then spit in my face afterwards with kind of the lack of camera and how fucking boring the combat is.
Sometimes I gotta pay for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, people pay good money for that.
People, Tony.
Well, me specifically.
And then like, yeah, just how like the combat is like the same, and the controls are just difficult, and the writing is kind of just and the whole thing is just, it's just I finished every time I've talked about this game, I finished with a depressed sigh. I think that's enough to kind of so no, I think first bit is fine, and then it's like, oh, another field that looks the same to go and kill some sheep in, or like, oh, it doesn't give me enough opportunity to get my magic back, so there's no point. I'm just basically hitting things and controlling the minions, and it doesn't give me a lot of opportunities to get health back, so I'm just dying all the time. And I don't know, it just feels like it's just not super balanced, like well put together, I guess. Yeah.
That's fair. So like, I could pinpoint the exact moment when it's like, I knew that Kai was gonna just like, oh, this is gonna be a real fun episode. And like, you posted basically like, well, the game crashed for the computer. It's like right off the bat, and it's like, this is gonna be a great time. Just
Now,
like just starting off on the right foot, and just like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
I got a dodgy version of this game, and I won't elaborate on that. But basically, it's kind of it didn't keep my first save file, and so I had to go through that tutorial in the whole beginning again. Which maybe, you know what, if everything had gone smoothly, and I just maybe like was just going into it in a bad mood, maybe I'd enjoy it more. But I think just all of these things come together, just took any kind of possible kindness I could give this game, and just kind of I don't care anymore. Maybe I'm being too mean, but yeah, I don't really care.
At least that chick's hot.
I didn't even get to the hot chick. I just fought the fucking fat halfling, and that's what I finished. Not like that, but
so this game has I'm circling back to this now before I get to the next question, but like, this game has a kind of problem with just like body shaming and just like in general.
Yeah.
Which is like not particularly cool. Like,
yeah.
It definitely is mid-2000s
Yeah,
humor.
it's a lot of the humor is dated. Like the physical humor is great, and just like the irony of some of the irony of just like, I'm an elf and I'm an asshole, and just like you just hear in the background your evil advisor just like, fucking elves, am I right? Just like that still holds. Like it's
classic fantasy racism, you know.
What was
Like
the name of the fucking mayor of the town that you go to? The first town.
Oh god, it's like
the one black person in the whole game.
There's 3 black people in the whole
is
game.
there?
Actually, you don't meet the other 2 until
Diversity
later.
win.
Which is well, that's kind of the problem with this game. So of the 3 black people, you have the mayor, Archibald something Wobbleboard. I remember that's part of his name.
Like this, like, Mad Lib name.
Yeah.
But you could just call him Archie, who betrays you eventually. Like the whole town
does he?
betrays you later.
Okay.
Really? Even
if you're good? I did a good playthrough. So you've got him who in the town who betrays you, which is like, again, evil chancellor. Like you have a choice of basically like you can smash all the innocents if you're evil, or if you're good, you sort of like turn the other cheek. But your chancellor's like, they have the loyalty of potatoes, sire. Like, just it's not. What do you want to do? It's not worth it. It's not worth the effort. But you have them. You have Jewel, who is a thief, one of the 3 girls in the game, named NPC, and her whole thing is she just loves to steal. She's just loves to steal. Again,
my type of woman.
Kleptomania.
She's more of like kind of Middle Eastern flavor, but like that's still just like, this is not a great look. And then you have Khan, who is a big dumb brute and kind of talks like James Brown, and like this is weird, and I just don't super vibe with it. Like this does not.
Yeah.
They should have chose Mr. T.
I think he was trying to go for like a Mr. T impression, but it just came out as like James Brown. It's
That's awesome.
Everybody knows black people only have 3 voices.
Could you name the 3 voices for us, please?
James Brown, Mr. T, and then British people.
Black British people specifically.
Wow.
No, just British people.
Oh god.
They all sound the same.
But
yeah, James Brown, Mr. T, and anyone that sounds like King Cruel. That's it.
There's famously only one accent on this island. No more. It's just the one.
Says the Welsh one on the show.
Yeah, we all talk exactly like this. There's no other accent.
God.
Wait. King Cruel is not
No,
black.
he's not.
I apologize. He's
I was
not
going to
black.
say, but I didn't want to.
I forgot who he is.
He went to my secondary school.
Yeah, you were saying that.
I didn't know him.
To this out.
Sorry.
We're moving on. But
I thought that was a Dragon Ball Z character.
But we have 3 black people, of which one betrays you, one loves stealing, and one is a dumb berserker. Like, not exactly a whole, not a great look.
Hey, representation's representation.
Well, it's just like when everyone else is like white is like uncomfy, but also like just by the nature of the game, everyone else is also a shithead. So it hits this weird kind of stride of like everyone is bad. Everyone collectively, there's nobody is good here. I'm not going to get into the whole thing.
And that's when this game turns the corner. This game's an allegory for the world and how we need to love each other and how our moral compasses are all full of shit.
You joke, but that's actually kind of the thing. Like, again, it's said at the end, the wizard who was the former overlord, basically just like, it didn't take much of just like pushing all of these heroes into whichever one of their sin was. Basically by just like, oh yeah, you can indulge, you're a hero now. Like, that's straight up what he says. Like,
that's what I do.
And it's just sort of, it's this interesting thing of like everyone's close to, extremes are closer to the other extreme. It's very easy to cross the line. But also like, you're not gonna get that until like you've been in the game for 17 hours.
So how long it took you to finish this game?
So, well, I guess maybe 12 technically, because
Still, I'm so sorry.
I played.
You lost that half a day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, so I played the game. I beat it. I was having a good time, and then I got to the Ruborian Desert, which is not a very good level, and I was stuck there either from like me dying, getting lost, the game crashing, my computer crashing, or just like frustration. So that one level took me an extra 4 hours.
Why did you keep going? Why don't you just give up?
How did you have willpower left?
For you see, I am very stupid.
He built different.
I am a sadist. Or I'm a masochist. There you go.
Also
built,
true. All right, so, Tony, because you got a moment that you want to talk about for this, and I'm excited to hear it. What was the moment that stuck with you most narratively?
Is it and in gameplay or in gameplay? I guess in this situation,
if it's both, then like just give me the answer. If it's separate, then separate.
It's part of the world building moment of like what we talked about, that dichotomy between like cutesy beautiful fantasy and just like cartoonishly evil. And it's when you first leave the tower and go to the fucking meadow or whatever, and they're like, kill the sheep to get the life force, and there's just beautiful like soundtrack playing, and it's just like there's like flutes, and it's just so pristine and happy, and you just hear the cries of the sheep as you're like, nah, and they're treasure, and they're just like attacking and just raising all the wildlife, and it's just the tone of the music and atmosphere doesn't change at all as you were just causing mass havoc over this livestock. And I think that is what really sold that dichotomy for me, and it was really funny because the sound effects that come from your minions are so dumb, and they're just like, whoa, this is for you, master. Oh, for me. Like, they're just ridiculous.
Tony was actually on the soundtrack.
I was.
Tony voiced all of the minions,
especially the jester.
They wanted to hear the most annoying voice possible, so that's why he's there.
So this is
he was perfect for the role. They didn't even know him. They just like it came through them through collective unconsciousness.
Yeah, I was just on the street corner begging for food with that voice, and there's like, "Hey, you need to come to the studio."
At the ripe old age of however old he was in like 2007.
It's like this guy is perfect. Doesn't his voice just make you want to hit stuff?
Exactly. And so that's my moment. That was my gameplay / narration moment.
I have a brief thing to add about the DLC, because I don't think any of us is gonna go back to finish this game. Truthfully,
what if I said I was? What if I said actually I'm gonna go 100%
I would call
this game?
bullshit on that. I would absolute horse shit. There's no fucking way. But in the DLC, the whole point of the DLC is basically you go into hell, and after you killed all of the heroes, basically they're in an ironic hell of some kind, and so you basically like put them to a different ironic hell. The end of the DLC, you fight Forgotten God, basically like this universe's equivalent of Satan, who then like closes a portal. The one who summoned him and like got you trapped, basically like got you stuck in hell, is the little jester.
Little bastard.
The jester is the ultimate evil who
That's good.
got you stuck in hell.
You know what? That would actually make it all worth it. That would actually make it all worth it. That's a good ending.
Do you get to finally kill the shit out of that jester?
No,
because
he leaves you stuck in hell.
There is a sequel to this game.
I wanted to kill the jester.
I'd probably just, I say that makes it all worth it, but I'd just be absolutely fucking furious. I'd probably just walk out my door, just like slamming.
The canonical ending of the game is you're the king of hell, you picked the good path, and Overlord 2 happens, which it improves.
Oh yeah, they made one of those.
They did make one of those, and it actually improves on a lot of things from this. I don't think if you are frustrated with the gameplay and like the controls, you're going to quite enjoy that, but it's also been years since I've touched it, so I don't know. If it has a map, it is already infinitely better.
Infinitely better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it goes. TJ, what was your moment that kind of stuck with you?
See, my moment that stuck with me. Let's see. I remember
the exit screen.
Turning it off.
I remember getting
Alt F4.
Well, first, what I talked about was like just stealing the wife, and I'm like, this ain't alright. You can't just do that. I'm like, the implications of this are no. This is a children's game, kind of a little bit. What was it?
Yeah, it's rated T. This game was rated T.
I'm like, yep, it's early 2000s. I guess. Damn, this is not all right. But I guess the point, just getting to like the freaking getting to the burning castle. That was just my biggest moment. Like, I still have that in my mind when I think about this game. It's like the only time during the game where I was like, oh, this is really cool. Instead of being like, I wonder when I get past all this shit if it gets better. I remember like going into the sewers and I'm like confused. I'm like, all right, I can't get to the other side, but I need my... Okay, this is fucking stupid. What am I supposed to do? And I'm like, am I too dumb to pass something that like 10-year-olds probably passed 10 years ago? It's like, I went to college. What's going on here? Like, why is this game...
I'm better than this.
Why is this game like this? It was... Those two moments happened like back to back of me being like, oh my god, I love this imagery. This game's pretty good. And like, this is so fucking stupid. Those happen within the same like 30-minute time span. And that's what stuck with me.
So you got a 2-for-1 special. That's pretty good.
Basically, how something I loved immediately made me hate it.
All right, Kai. But was there anything from this game that stuck with you?
It could be positive or negative. Go off, King.
I really enjoyed when you first get told how to use the fireballs and you set fire to that field full of halflings. That was the most fun I had in this game, and the most I didn't externally show that. Like, you know, I didn't like if anyone was in the room, I would have had a completely straight face, but internally I went, oh, that's quite fun. And then that was the extent of my enjoyment of this game. That's as far as it went.
That is the most British thing I've ever heard you say.
What else stuck with me? The kind of going into the halfling sort of underground bunker and feeling like I was in a kind...
The halfling homes.
Yeah, that's it, the halfling homes. And feeling like I was in a sort of weird limbo in that I'm pretty sure I've been in this corridor. Oh, I'm pretty sure I've been in this corridor.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't I just in this corridor? And it's the fucking like, oh, shit. And then getting to the end, and it was just like, oh, I've got to go back. And then luckily there is a thing where you can just go to the tower. Every single time I stopped playing this game, it wasn't because it was like, I think I've done enough. It was because I genuinely don't want to do this anymore. And then I would drag myself back into it in order to play this.
I did something. I progressed. I'm done.
This one's for you, Joe. I'm sorry. So one of our close friends of the podcast and of our network, Joe, was like mentioned that like for the first couple episodes, because we were all like really positive on the first couple of games. This one's for you.
You know, like if I could
He's like, yeah, everyone's opinion is kind of the same, and like
this one
it'd be cool to have like differentiating.
We got a lot of different opinions on this one. Yeah.
If I could rescind every bad thing I said about Dishonored, I would, because honestly, Dishonored compared to the like fucking love Dishonored. I don't even remember what I said that was bad. Like, it's a fucking masterpiece of a game compared to whatever this is. Like,
Dishonored is the Witcher 3 of games compared to to fucking Overlord.
Aww.
Tony, you haven't played The Witcher 3. You don't get to have an opinion. Shut up.
Hey, I've been on the balcony 8 times to show it off on my ultra-wide monitor and then stop playing, okay? That is my experience with Witcher 3.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So
I think I'd rather play Anthem now, like in its current state.
Is that game still running? Is it?
Yes.
You'd rather play it with shut down servers than...
I thought that it was still doing like
no
a Christmas event in fucking February or something. Like, wasn't that it?
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I'd rather play Anthem on launch than or Cyberpunk the original release than play this game, because I think at least then I would have
on PS4.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
Dark Souls 2 on PS3.
Oh god.
All right. So the moment for me, it's I think it's like kind of perfectly thematic, and it's it is actually like in the sewers a little. So you've got the blues. Blues are the only minions that can survive in water. Everyone else fucking drowns, and it's pretty comical. It's really funny, actually. So there's this section where you have 10 blues with you, and you need to get some more minions. And so there's a spawning pit in the middle of this small like lake of water. So what the blues that can do is they revive minion. So you basically set the blues up outside, and then one by one start spawning browns to drown, which are then just like dragged to the shoreline and resurrected. And that just like, honestly, that's perfectly on brand for like the theme. And just like, I did it for the 15 browns that I could fill my minions amount with, and I was cackling the entire time. I had such a good time, just like, look at these fucking idiots.
cartoonishly evil. It is the one thing that game does well.
It does a great job with
That game changes you a little bit.
Yeah. So again, even doing like the good path is you can still be a total asshole and just like, look at these fuckers drowning.
My lemmings getting sent off the cliff,
just
basically.
like you hear, it's just I
didn't like how
Do they have funny physics in the water? Because if your browns hit fire, sometimes they go fucking flying.
So they get out, they jump out like, so when they spawn, they like fly out and then do a flip. So you see them fly out, do a flip, like face plant, like belly flop, and just start like flailing around and making noises. And then when your blues goes over, grabs them, tucks them over their shoulder, runs to the shoreline, just throws them down like a sack of potatoes, and then just like
that's how I want to go.
that section is really good. Even if like
that's
the
how
rest
I'm
of
gonna
the
meet my
sewers-
wife.
The rest of the sewers was not a good time, but like that, they had a lot of interesting puzzles, but that bit was just like, that tickled me. That made me very happy. All right. So
I hate why did every game in that era just have to have puzzles to increase game time? Just make some better game.
That was just the trope of like early 2000s to like the 2000s were just full of like shitty 3D action platformers and good ones like God of War 1 through 3 are good, sometimes good versions.
1 and 2.
Juju was good.
1 and 2.
You take that back about attacking the power of Juju.
I said that was good.
Exactly, you take that fucking back.
Okay, but the show was the best part about that
Oh,
game.
yeah, they
Okay,
had
we're
a
not going to
show.
go into this.
I've not played any of these games.
We're not going to get into
Listen, Attack of the Power of Juju was the first game that I had. Like it came with my GameCube. I played so much of that game. Turns out, in order to actually like beat the game and finish the last level, you need to collect everything.
Oh no.
Everything. You could not
Tac
pick
2 was good. That part sucked.
Tac 2 was,
I hated
Tac
that
2
shit.
was good. The first one is ass. Do not recommend. Because, like...
Oh, yeah, I did get to that part and realize I had to get everything, and I just got so mad. I got so mad.
Yep.
Blocked it out clearly.
Attack of the Power Juju for the next the next disc base. You heard it here first. No, I would not subject anyone to that. I'm not that mean.
If I was evil, I'd make people play Jack. Not like Jack 2, where the game takes a fucking huge turn. Just the original Jack and Daxter.
Oh god. So I have a feeling would you encourage someone to finish this game? And I'm gonna start with Kai. If someone else was like playing this game, would you just like get it over with or just like get out?
I feel like I don't need to be here for this episode. I feel like you can just assume what my answers are.
You came in just like you had like just like blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. Like I am taking no prisoners with this one. I'm just like I got a feeling I know
if
where
someone
things are
was
going.
already playing this game, I think it depends how far they'd got, right? If they were where I was at, I'd just say, honestly, just stop. It's not worth it. Like, just don't bother. But if they were towards the end, they clearly have something wrong with them. And so, like, need to kind of have the perseverance in order to complete this just travesty. And so I think that, you know what, if they were near the end, I'd just say, yeah, fuck it, finish it. But I didn't finish it. I'm sure you could assume that. But, yeah, no. Also, I looked up the speedrun record for this game. Insane to me that people have speedrun this, and it was 2 hours and 10 minutes.
That would be interesting.
Oh,
I would
I'm
watching that.
genuinely curious to see that. Is it Google Assisted?
I can't wait to see it on Games Done Quick.
Maybe. Who knows? I mean, like, listen, after the fucking Transistor episode, like, a bunch of people just suddenly started playing Transistor, and it just, like, this feels... I don't want to say we're responsible, but...
It's that
was all
disc
me.
space bump.
Yeah, it's the disk space bump. Our 100 listeners, thank you. But, yeah.
I'm a big fan of it.
So-
Don't worry, I got us covered on the streets.
So here's the other question. Would you check out Overlord 2 if they... What would they have to fix to get you to try
That's a really
other
good
games
way
in the
to.
series?
That's a good way to like change the question. I think.
I would tell somebody to finish
Let's
the game.
also mention that like there is a third Overlord
No.
game that is not in the same style, and it's more like Fable Legends.
They did it as it's a Diablo, like it's 4-player Diablo.
Yeah, and apparently it's somehow worse than both games combined.
I will tell you this about the second game. The first thing that you need to do is you need to fight off some seal hunters so that you can kill a bunch of baby seals for yourself. Those are the sheep
What?
for Overlord 2.
Nuts.
Because you start in the Arctic. I remember that much.
Jesus.
Wow.
Cartoonishly evil. So what would they have
See,
to
I tell somebody to finish this game as like a drinking game, or if I just want to see frustration, I'd be like, if I was laughing at someone's expense, I'd have them like try to play through this game. If you had alcohol in it, just them getting more angry and more confused, beautiful.
Yeah, like watching Jeff play this game, or TJ and I's friend Jeff, and Guy knows him too. Watching Jeff's reaction on like streaming play this game would be great. So
yes, 2.1 hours put into this game. The longest any of my friends have played this game is 4 hours.
Wow. So yeah, what would they have to change? Yeah, what would they have to change to get you to try this?
One thing I forgot to that I had thought about as well that I forgot to mention earlier, but also like I really, really enjoy watching awful films. Like it's a kind of a thing of mine that I really kind of have such a good time, like watching like The Great Wall or Sex and the City 2 or like some just awful shit like that. But for some reason, I'm like thinking out loud here, I don't have the same appreciation for awful video games. And I think it's because like you are being kind of subject to a shit film and it's just going to happen and finish no matter what. It's just happening at you. But I think with a game, you have to put yourself into it and actively try. And so if it's bad, it's just shit and you can't go any further and you're kind of just stuck in this hellscape. And so I think that when it's a bad game, it's especially insulting because it's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Sorry, that's just the thoughts I'd had on this. I'm not going to finish that.
So there's no way you would touch any of the rest of the series.
No, like
not a snowball's chance in hell. You heard it here, folks.
They would have to make this like make a game that was just so totally different, like with better combat, like make it more RPG. It would have to just be a different game. Do you know what I mean? Like they would have to change so much for me that it was this like fucking video like Overlord of Theseus. Like it just wouldn't be the same. Yeah, I don't know. That's yeah.
Tony. So would you encourage someone to finish the game? And of course, would you check out Lord 2? And if not, what would they have to change? Give it a look.
So with like the kind of like narration, like spoilers you had mentioned earlier in mind, it seems to have a more fun concept narratively and like being like, and I can see that if someone like doesn't mind the controls as much, like if
Guilty.
they seem to be having an okay job, like yeah, like you obviously like you didn't love the game, it's not your favorite game ever, but you know you enjoyed yourself a bit, then you're like yeah. But if you have like gripes with the game like right off the bat, probably not. And if I would, the thing is, all the changes I'd want to make to the game for it to be more fun gameplays-wise and mechanically would just make it Dungeon Keeper 2. So, like, my biggest issue with the game is the gameplay. There are times where you need to place your minions in certain parts. Like, there's this one part, and it's the first time I got, like, frustrated with the game. It's like, oh, you need to set up your reds so you throw fireballs to your ranged attackers. You need to put the reds on one side, and you need to sandwich two of them. I'm like, how the fuck? You only can control certain groups, different colors at the same time. But I was trying to put some reds in one place and some reds in another to sandwich them while fighting off people in the middle that are killing my reds, and I couldn't separate my reds easily enough, and I had to go back and keep getting more, and then farming things to get the souls to make more reds to keep fucking dying. And I'm like, this would just be a better RTS. This is terrible as an action game. Oh, I don't even know. It's just like it was just so frustrating to like have to independently control it. And I wish like my main character was like Warcraft 3, I guess would probably be better. This game would play better as a Warcraft 3 style RTS than it would an action combat game. And that's all I have to say. So no, I would not play 2 because I'd rather just play Dungeon Keeper 2 or Warcraft 3.
TJ, would you encourage someone to finish this game? And of course, what would they have to change to get you to try Overlord 2?
Well, you see, I don't learn my lesson sometimes, and I'd probably just be like, you know what, let's see what this one's like, and go through the same thing. Sometimes, like in my brain, I'm like, look, this can't be wrong if everybody else is doing it. I guess the Dare program didn't work great for me, but I'll be sitting there like playing a game that everyone says is fun and like trying just through whatever mental gymnastics. Maybe that's why my argument style is like it is. Trying through mental gymnastics to convince myself like, no, this is fine. Like, who needs to enjoy things? I already paid money for this game. I might as well try to enjoy it. Like, put myself in this alternate realm of reality where this is a good thing, and maybe I'll learn something along the way. Maybe I'll learn something about myself. That didn't end up happening, but that's like my thought process. So like I'll probably play that second one, and then go back to the first one because I forgot.
Know what the definition of insanity is?
Yes, it's the definition of insanity is doing something multiple times, expecting a different outcome, and oh god, I'm insane! Holy shit! Well, anyway, yeah, I don't learn my lesson, so I'd probably do it, and then I'd go back to the first Overlord to try to finish it. To like be like, okay, I'm someone who likes continuity. Let me finish this and get frustrated again. So I'd probably already purchase the second one, go back to the second one, not enjoy that, and then just be worse for wear. To be honest, just be completely upset with my life's choices and like waste an entire Saturday and just be angry for a week. But yeah, I would definitely encourage someone to finish this game.
So that would come.
I think it'd be funny.
See, TJ's not only a masochist, he's also a sadist.
If someone I hated was playing this game, I'd encourage them to finish it. That's
do
my
you
caveat.
have a lot of people that you hate?
Don't think so. You have to no. If there was though.
If there were.
If I had enemies.
This game created some metaphorical enemies for you. That's crazy.
I hate the people that made this game. No, that's mean. That's mean. Sorry. I
would love to see just like the creators of games like, somebody's talking about us.
So,
oh my god, this made a video game podcast talking about our game.
Good news for you. Oh. This was made by THQ.
They're dead. They're all dead now. So
wait, what is that?
Super dead.
Oh, is that
is it? Yeah, the good news is they have died. You can dance on their grave, their metaphorical
Somebody
grave.
fucking just drinking some scotch to this, like, damn right. Damn right.
Yeah.
This game ruined 3 of my marriages.
3 of my marriages that haven't even happened.
Oh, something really interesting that's tangentially related to Overlord is I think last year someone found something in Diablo 2, which is from 2001 from the devs that had a secret hidden message. They're like, we worked really hard on this game, so I hope you enjoy it. So if there's anything good that came out of this Disspaced podcast, it's that that I got to talk about Diablo 2. That makes me happy. Or not Diablo 2, sorry. Dungeon Keeper 2. I don't know why I said Diablo 2. I think I said Diablo 2 every single time.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I meant Dungeon Keeper 2.
So here's the thing, and I don't know if I would recommend playing Overlord in the state that it is now. It is really dated. If you can pick it up on sale, it's worth just sort of like, I guess, playing around with it, but it is difficult to get very far in it without a guide. I used the guide.
Yeah.
If you're going in blind, you're going to have a bad time.
It needs a fucking map.
It needs a map. It needs criticism. Sort of like, it needs like an itemized list of the shit that you need to do and where you need to go from wherever. It's not an easy game to play. However, if you are interested in the game and sort of like the writing, I don't think there's any harm in watching like a long play. Just like, be warned, a lot of the writing and a lot of the visuals don't super hold up all that well. Or just like, I don't know, take a trip through TV tropes.
That's true.
That's harmless. Like, you can get your enjoyment out of the game, but I think it's very difficult to recommend playing it unless you already have nostalgia for it, like I do. So, yeah, that was Overlord. TJ, where can we find you?
You can find me at tjizzle on Twitter and on Instagram, or Afkai Beats for my music making channel on Instagram, or Afkai Beats on TikTok.
It's AFKAI for all you listen.
All these are going to be in the show notes. Tony, where can we find you?
Hi, you can find me like everywhere related to FN. I run most of the accounts. You can find me running fun Super Suits events at Super Suits Pod. That is our newest show that we are crowdfunding for, which will be over by the time this episode's out, so there's an irrelevant bit. You can find me at Faustian Nonsense if you want to talk to me through the network, or if you want to talk to me personally, you can find me at DiCaro-Smith.
Kai, where can we find you?
I promise I'm actually like nicer than this. For some reason, this game just made me evil. I genuinely this game just for some reason put me in a bad mood. I'm not normally like this. You can find me not being like this on my Twitter at my name is not Kai. That's Kai with a C, so CAI. And you can listen to my audio drama Chain of Being, which is like a sci-fi fantasy thing. And you can follow that also on Twitter at Chain of Being. And you can also listen to my weird noise music on Bandcamp. The name on Bandcamp is Dinas, which is Dinas, and it's all loud and strange, and I like doing it.
I'm Guy. You can find me on Ghost on a Train, which is the actual play where we play Ghost Lines.
It's amazing.
By John Harper. It's a good time. You can reach me at Ghost Train Pod on Twitter, or send an email to discspacepod@gmail.com. All of these sort of lovely people will be in the show notes, as well as the transcript. And yeah, with that, we have been Disc Space, and we are the cadets, and we are ejecting. Take care, y'all.
Brought to you by Faustian Nonsense, and...
My name is Kai Gwilym Pritchard. I create Chain of Being, and you can find me at My Name Is Not Kai, and that's Kai with a C, because I'm Welsh.
Tony DiCaro-Smith, Marketing Director of Faustian Nonsense and player in East Coast Adventures.
It's your boy DJ Bootyflakes, a.k.a. Afkai, a.k.a. LordFlufflebottomsTheDestroyer. You can find me at TJizzleII or Afkai on socials.
Guy Zwiebel from Ghosts on a Train at Ghosts_Train on Twitter.
Thank you for playing.